I actually drew it out yesterday. I had, certain times that I put a reminder of the areas that, really it's 3 times in a day that can produce me 90% of my profits. And that's one of the ways I plan to be efficient in 2023 is to focus on those 3 hours, when I can throughout the day. So this way I can be more efficient. That was part of my plan. All right. Some of the questions that we have to reflect on going into 2023 is like, man, you guys don't realize that we went through the worst economy since 2008, the worst performance in the stock market since 2008. And we went through it last year, right? 2022. And some of you guys thrive. I was telling some members, they had the best year ever. They made the most amount of money ever, just overall. And then others, it was a turbulent time for us in trading, but a lot of things were changed. Your circle may look different, relationships. And we had the worst economy performance. And you reflect and you say, hey, you survived it, right? Even if you're down on income, you're not out, right? You haven't quit if you're still here, right? And so how did you survive? Most of us survived it by focusing on certain goals. Midway through the year, I actually switched my priority from money to health, right? In the worst year, supposedly for a trader. The equity funds I talked to, right? They said, hey, we invested in so much in the last 3 or 4 years that we're not investing in anything long-term anymore because we're down on the books. Right? We took over this company. We took over this company. We invested in this one. We bought these real estate. And our portfolio was, 700 million. Right now on paper, it's like 350 million. So it's like we're telling our investors that, we went from 700, how much we were valued at and how much assets we have under management. And it was like all my equity, all the equity funds, the venture capitalists. He's like, we're trying to now find a way under the radar and not let people know what we're doing so we can have short-term gains because we don't expect it to get better in 2023. So we're not investing in any more tech companies, any more real estate. It's too slow, right? We expected the market to be down. And so they're making adjustments. And it was like, well, trading is very attractive to us right now, right? Because we can get, 10, 20%, in a month, or we can get 100%. The upside is unlimited, but how do we scale it? Like they're thinking that, hey, we're going to save ourselves and we got to take advantage of the markets because that's the one asset that whether it goes up or down, you can take advantage of it. I had another, I got 5 appointments on my calendar this month of guys wanting me to consult their funds and how do we produce good traders fast enough to scale because they're looking for ways to save their ass, right? And so when we look at reflect and we look at the last year and where we at right now, right? We don't have the issues that they have where they've lost 300 million or on paper, right? He kept reminding me it's just on paper, right? And that's what they're telling themselves is on paper we're down, right? But we got to keep these assets. And so in the meantime, how do we produce? What are we going to produce on? Right. And they come to guys that looks like, I didn't realize how bad, the economy is because we were able to produce. CarMax, they were buying 600 cars a day on auction. They're down to 200. And really they're stopping nationwide of buying used cars because they're repossessing 2/3 of the cars that they had out there already. They starting to take inventory back from the loans that they financed. Right. So even a used car vehicle we put in the mastermind report, it has bigger repercussions. It basically changed my, I was gonna finance a car for my daughter because I just wanted to help her build her credit. And then I was like, you know what? I got to get credit. Let's not worry about your credit right now. We just buy this car in cash. Right. because maybe it's not as smart. The asset we have, you can keep it. And they're like, why you buying such a nice car? Of course, you have certain people around you, why you buying such a nice car? And I was like, well, this car is popular, and in 2 years, this could be worth more than what it is worth today. It's an asset, right? The Jeep Grand Cherokees don't change, or the Jeep Wranglers don't change their style. And so we got a good deal on a vehicle that had low mileage. So it's like in a year or two, when she graduates, high school, the car will possibly be worth more than what we paid for it. So it is thinking that way, that I'm going to accumulate assets during this time, even for my daughter. It's still an asset, right? You get a good deal now, you hold it for a year or two, and there's certain things that will be worth more than when you bought them, because you're buying them in a downtime. So, we were in Vegas. He the equity guy, and for 20 minutes, we played casino, or we went to the casino, and it's like, well, what's your game? And I play roulette. And, it's like, what's your strategy? And it's like, I don't like to lose. So they sit there and watch me, and I cover every number on the roulette thing. He's like, well, how you make money that way? But every time that it rolled, I either made $70, $30, or 100, whatever it was, and I was like, well, that's just creating momentum, right? Sometimes I don't come out on top. I put 70 on the table, maybe only get 50 back. But the expectation is I know I'm going to win every time. And of course, the value may change, right? But it has to be I have to, the double blanks or zero has to hit for me to lose. Would not, and that's like, it's just a feeling that I like to create. And so one of the things is that, then playing blackjack, it's like, oh man, you're showing a 4, they showing a 6. Sometime in life, you don't have to have the talent. You can succeed without the talent, right? And it comes to like blackjack. Sometimes the advantage is not yours. You have a 4, they have a 6, and then do you hit or stay? Sometimes you can stay and still win, right? I can still win without talent or without having the advantage, because part of the game, my mindset was like, hey, part of the game is that, they're like, oh man, they got a better hand. It's like they still can bust. The dealer still can bust, and I can still win. So I don't even have to play my hand all the way right. I just have to have the opportunity, and I still can win if they bust. So it was just a mindset, right? I still can win without even having the talent or having the upper hand.